Balvenie is a distillery. We're based in northeast Scotland, in Speyside, in the heart of whisky-making country. In my opinion, I have one of the best jobs in the world. Balvenie is a whisky that across the world is loved by people who have a passion for things that are well made. At Balvenie, we uphold a lot of the traditions of the whisky making process, which is something that's quite unique within the Scotch whisky industry. We have the floor maltings where the barley's traditionally malted on the floor. We've got a coppersmithing team who maintain the traditional practices of tending and maintaining every single one of our beautiful copper stills. And of course, our makers, our malt master David and Kelsey.
The big draw for me to Balvenie is the fact that it's so focused on its craft. I love the fact that we pass skills down from generation to generation. I definitely do consider myself lucky to be learning the art of creating whisky and blending from David. For me, the whole point of working with David is to ensure that we can hand down those crafts to make sure that Balvenie tastes as good today and in the future as it has done for the past 20, 30, 40 years.
I'm responsible for the quality and the consistency of the whisky inside every bottle of Balvenie. This September coming, I'll have been with the company for 59 years, so it's a long time.
A malt master creates every single one of our whiskies. It's taking casks which are incredibly unique. Every single cask that we have on site in Dufftown, which is more than 1 million, is as unique as a fingerprint, as unique as a snowflake. The malt master takes these unique casks and layers them together to create consistent flavour profile. It's something that's highly skilled and incredibly difficult to do.
Kelsey's been with us now for 3 or 4 years, so it's just a natural progression, just gradually doing more and more. You know it's not a kind of 4-week handover, you know it's going to be a few years. Kelsey's a patient girl, she knows it's not something that she came in 1 year and the next year she's got the job. She knows she's quite happy just to work along beside me. We've always liked to train our own.
I started at William Grant & Sons around 2014. I don't think I'd really realised then how much I loved it and how much of a passion it was. Slowly as the years have progressed, I've moved around our sites and eventually moved into the blending team here. If I look at everything David's achieved over his years here, he has had a massive input into the Scotch whisky industry, and of course it's big shoes to fill, so personally I definitely want to innovate and do something exciting as well. If I have any questions, I couldn't be in better hands.
Kelsey has got a great career ahead of her working with the Balvenie. Kelsey will be the 7th master blender since the company was formed back in 1887.
Our makers, our craftsmen today, have learned from the makers before them, going back generations to William Grant. So in the future, our makers, they will maintain the traditions and the heritage of whisky making that they've learned, and they'll also experiment and create and have their own stories to tell. The future, I think, will be very exciting for Kelsey. I'm incredibly excited to see the Balvenies that will be launched and created by her.